Hey everyone, Tennikov here. Welcome back to another episode of Surviving Mars SpaceY Challenge. Today's episode we're going to be focusing on the founder stage and hopefully setting up ourselves to be self-sufficient in the future. We've got a metals deposit over here, and I know that we already have one polymer factory and one small machine part factory as prefabs. We do not have rare metals or electronics, but we still have some money if we are forced to import in the future. I do have this drone hub off and this one on at the moment. This is to hopefully save on the machine or electronics cost of running them. But let's get going. We've got 9.5 souls left of our founder stage, although this could end early if we are comfortable enough to have our first Martian born. And it actually looks like we are currently comfortable enough, so we might be able to end our founder stage early. If you mouse over the births are allowed section over here, you can see the birth threshold is 55, and there are 5 and 4, males and females respectively, and at the bottom there it will say that whether or not it is comfortable enough. Our average comfort is 62, and we are missing luxury services, but that costs polymers usually, so we're going to be missing that for a little while. We also have our Dragon number 1 over here is ready to return to Earth. It actually commands 3 drones, so I'm going to grab them and assign them to our drone hub, just to give us some extra drones. I think that might have been our first rocket that ever landed. I take that back. That was probably the second one. Did we orphan this one?
Analyzed.
It's malfunctioned. Where is our commander? Over here. Another one came and rescued it. That's good. New tech's available for research, so let's figure out.
To the barren environs of the
Decommission protocol is good, and low G drive is going to make our drones faster. I'm going to add decommission protocol to the queue, as well as our fuel compression. We'll probably end up changing some of these around. For instance, I don't really care about low G turbines right now. What we really want to do is kind of rush down the biotech, because we want to get soil adaptation to unlock some farms, which will help us more easily sustain our colony. This hydroponic farm is only going to produce 3 food per soul, 12 food every 3, or every 4 souls rather, which isn't enough to sustain a super large colony. We've produced food, which is another milestone. Of course, we're probably going to get the first Martian born. No word on that. Have we unlocked any We do not have any breakthroughs yet. Let's just do a quick map scan for anomalies. We still only have this one available to us. And we're still scanning mostly over here in the idea of possibly expanding in that direction.
Complete.
We're done with water reclamation, which we did not care about, but yes. So we've unlocked farms because water reclamation was in the biotech. I'm going to throw that at the top of the queue and hopefully get that researched right away. And we're down 1 day. I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the highest speed over here, because we're really just in a waiting game. You can see we're at -11 power, but we do have the batteries, and we have polymers to maintain the batteries. Those won't last forever, but they will continue working for now. And we're just working on getting some fuel for these other rockets. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I've never had so many rockets to play around with, and they don't require much fuel, which is kind of nifty. I still do like the idea of going sort of tall, all of our eggs in one basket here, and then expanding wide. We'll see if our mystery unlocks and changes that mine point, but I don't think it's going to. Got another dirt devil over there. Let's just note the sector over here in J4. I believe we had some over here in like B5A5-ish, and also over here. We just want to stay away from the edges of the map. It does look like we have some
Sector
surface
scan.
materials. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on a gather all resources and just deposit them hereabouts for our RC transport, give it something to do. We have our food depot, we have fuel, we've got a universal just to hold everything else, and we've got some construction. So I think we're good right now. We're going to need advanced depots once we start manufacturing that sort of thing. This rocket is ready to go, so I will send it away. Which means this rocket will require 15 fuel, and then if we actually wait until we have 15 fuel laying around, we can complete another sponsor goal very quickly, because this will not be hard. And the 15 drone prefabs, that'll be useful. We're 2 of 8 on our engineering technologies. We are generating, I think it's something like 70 right now, but it's nighttime, so we're only generating 40. Actually, I guess that means that it's 80 because we're just missing the solar from that. And planetary anomalies, I guess we could check just to see. I thought we had unlocked some. I guess that's not true at the moment. Is anyone interested in trading technologies? Japan is not. India is not. And the Church of the New Ark is also not. That's fine. It's pretty early. I don't think that we have anything they're interested in, or vice versa. So you can see we're low on food. We're actually not. We've got 9.6 units available in the grocer, which is where we'd prefer them to get their food anyway. I think each colonist consumes something like a fifth of a unit of food per day. I'm not 100% on that. But with 12 colonists, that means that we need just over 2 units per day, and we're currently growing, what did I say? It was 3 units, as long as we stick with leaf crops. 2.5 would just keep us at survival, assuming we stay fully staffed, which I'm going to go ahead and up the priority just in case they play some funny games there. Let's take a look at our research again, just to see we're making progress on that. We're also going to want decommission tech faster than transport optimization, just because once we do have decommission tech, we'll want to build our farm, transfer our botanists to the farm, and then we can get rid of the hydroponic plantation. You can see we are absolutely not hurting on metals at the moment. Of course, this is all just going to be surface metals that we can find throughout our scans. We still have 38 available there, 34, 18 over here. Yeah, I think a research dome that also provided us with some rare metals would be much appreciated over there. Of course, if we are going to try to be going wide, an extremely handy tech to unlock is shuttle hubs, which I believe are under robotics. So we'll have to keep going down that tree. I'm not 100% sure if that's the correct tree for that. It kind of makes sense to me that it would be. But we'll see. So how births work in this game. As long as the dome is comfortable enough, everyone who is listed as wanting to have children will contribute sort of in the same way that these workers contribute while they're working towards the actual harvest. And once it hits an invisible number of, say 100%, 1,000, whatever it is, then a colonist is born. So as long as we maintain our comfort long enough, it will eventually happen. They are missing an exercise service building and relaxation, which is full. I think they can only get relaxation from the bar at the moment, and they can only get shopping from the grocer. Let's go ahead and build them either a gym, which gives them exercise and social, or a park, which would give them relaxation and exercise. I think I'm going to go with the park for now. I know that playing is a kid-specific trait, which we don't super care about at the moment, but having a little slice of home for them to relax in seems a-okay to me. So now we've unlocked our planetary anomalies. Let's go ahead and take a look at what those are. We need our RC transport for some research progress, 10 colonists of any specialization for some research progress, our RC transport for a breakthrough tech, and is that it? 3 botanists for some resources. I'm going to hold off on that one just because we need them to continue producing food for as long as possible. But I will go ahead and start on the RC transport for research progress first. And now this should just teleport the RC transport, but it does have a job. Yeah, so I'm going to cancel the job. It teleports over into the ship, takes off, goodbye. It'll go complete that mission for us, and we will more quickly unlock some of these techs. Then we'll send it to the breakthrough just to see what we get in that sort of lottery. We have one more prefab for a moisture evaporator. Without water available to us, that's super handy. Training program. New email pops up on your screen holding the final 3 applicants from the training program. It looks like somebody has been keeping the best for last. The final 3 applicants are very impressive. Too bad you have to narrow the list down to 1. So we can get a genius, a saint, or a celebrity. A celebrity is going to grant us funding for every day that they live on Mars. A saint, I'm not 100% sure. I imagine they help everyone's sanity who's in contact with them. And a genius gives us just flat research every day, and I'm kind of inclined to pick that in this early stage because that flat research is going to be almost as much as our sponsor is giving us. So we have had our first Martian born, which has unlocked this door to the stars message.
A human has been born on Mars. It's truly a unique miracle.
The colonists have always felt like a family, but what makes the family stronger and more united is the promise of new life and a better future. We have truly been blessed with a rewarding responsibility to carry the torch of hope. Let this blooming of life serve as a symbol for all humans. Mars is no longer a dead world. So the colony has been evaluated positively ahead of our 10-soul goal, and additional colonists can be called for Earth. Not a moment too soon. We'll wait for our farm. Just like that, our farm is done. Let's go ahead and get that down over here. I do believe we've also finished decommission protocol, which is great. So we've got some concrete. Oh, right next to us? Sure. That's useful.
Meteor shower incoming.
Okay. Is this just... Okay. So our region is about to experience a meteor storm. Now this is what we're worried about because we are on a rather meteor storm heavy map. But what we will want to do to mitigate that is possibly this drone hub is off, so we'll just pack up all the drones. So they can't get hit since we can't make our own at the moment. We will go down to just 4 on our RC commander over here, and we'll actually move the RC commander further away from the base. Normally you want to recall your RC commander, but in this case I want to move it further away because this is the region that's going to get hit. The RC Explorer has nothing else that it can do at the moment, so I will recall it just in case the unthinkable happens. I did see some, it looked like the meteors were predominantly hitting on this side of us, so we might get lucky and just not get anything. We have discovered an anomaly in the meteor shower, which is not super surprising because a lot of times meteors do bring anomalies, but we'll wait the 2 souls until the meteor shower is gone. Now, as far as micromanaging our farm, we're going to turn that up to max priority and drop the hydroponic down. We probably still will allow them, actually we'll leave it up until this harvest finishes just because it's extra food that we don't want to lose. Wheat is going to be okay for our first crop here, especially since I believe that lines up. Maybe not. It's not super important though. Actually, if we launch our planetary anomaly right now, I believe it's the same day. 5 geologists for that one. There we go. And I believe we'll get our sponsor goal of refueling a rocket the same day it lands. Yes, we did, so we got even more drone prefabs, which will be very helpful. We know we're low on food. We're extra low on water because we're currently running 2 farms. We can spend some polymers on making our current hydroscopic vaporators slightly better. Or moisture vaporators, rather. And we will, I suppose, go ahead and throw down an extra one. We're running plenty of power, but there's nothing like having enough to go around. And then in the future, if we want to expand sort of just an outpost all on its own, we'll have to remember to ship at least one more. And I know that we have 1 sterling. Yeah, we have 1 sterling in reserve as well. We probably won't want to expand out there until we have the tech to build drone hubs for ourselves. And again, it's kind of an unknown as to how long that will take. So we've just got we'll go down to 10 drones kicking around, which should be plenty enough to quickly fix any issues that may come through these meteors as they come a lot closer. And we've discovered the breakthrough of alien artifacts, which I believe once we research it... Oh wow, yes, so these are a bunch of anomalies that we can go around and scan, and they provide tech cost reductions to everything. We're definitely going to want that in the queue. I'll put it here. Now we can build our own polymer factories and fuel refineries. That's great. Let's see, where do we want our priorities to be? We will want the ability to build those, but we are currently okay. I think we're going to want some robotics just to get shuttle hubs and drone hubs unlocked. I mean, obviously a balanced sort of approach is the best way to go about it. Anyway. Oh, and now we're out of range for moving waste rock to those 2 depositories. I don't know how long that's been going on. I suspect it was once I moved the RC commander. But it's well within range of this tower, which will be the primary tower for this dome eventually. We're looking okay. And we are about to harvest. We have harvested. I'll go ahead and turn off this farm. Now you'll see the botanists will eventually... I think we only have 3 botanists, but yep, there we go. They are now in here. We're going to harvest 17 food every 2 souls, which is 8 per day, roughly. Then we're going to add in some soybeans, which takes longer to grow, but is also 8 per day, and increases the soil quality. And we'll go ahead and run off those just to build up a little bit of a stockpile. And then once our soil quality is up higher, it will give us a little boost to our expected harvest. And once we get to like 100%, we can start doing potatoes, which will give us more than 8 per day, but will also decrease the soil quality, and we'll sort of start going into a increase-decrease cycle. So it looks like the meteor shower is finally upon us. I'm going to move the RC commander a little bit further away, yet again, just in case. I think I'll be able to avoid it. We'll have to keep a bit of an eye on that, though. Oh, it looks like it's actually headed that way. Hopefully it's passing over us. I suppose it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world now to keep it close to home, just in case, because we will have some way to repair. Yeah, we'll keep going. Our fuel depot, empty at the moment, but we are going to be producing 12 fuel per soul, which is awesome since our rockets only need 15 to refuel. We will probably let this rocket get completely fueled and then just send it home to Earth. I suppose with this many rockets, having a second landing pad this early will actually be quite handy. So I will do that right here. Also, not sure that it actually matters, but having our drones moving around instead of static just feels nice with the meteor storm going on. Every time that a drone gets hit by a meteor and I'm not paying attention, I always feel like this guy was just targeted, and I feel bad for not saving him. So we've got an infirmary not working, which will lower our comfort if it's not staffed for 24 hours, but I think it's only telling us that one shift isn't working right now, which is kind of okay. We don't need Martian-borns at the moment. We will get some extra homes in because we're gonna get 12 new colonists in just about 20 hours. I'm gonna wait until the meteor storm goes just in case. Phoenix 2, you can actually stay here just in case as well.
Anomaly found.
So we found another anomaly. Again, that's gonna be in the radius of the meteor storm. I'm gonna assume that the shower has sort of passed over us, and I'm going to send our explorer out here to scan this one. And it looks like there's tons of surface metals over here, but I guess 89, that's a fair amount. And that was F3. Is that here? F3. F7. I don't know why I would have scanned that. I mean, it's close to us, but not likely to have anything. Whoa, that one came straight down. I think we're going to be okay. As far as techs, we still have the same amounts going. Yeah, let's go ahead and order our second passenger rocket. They can stay in orbit for a little while. We're going to want to filter. I don't remember if I showed the filter that I put. I don't want any children or seniors. I don't want any tourists. And I would prefer not to have idiots, cowards. I don't care if cowards come. I don't care if chronic condition comes either. I really would prefer not to have gamblers. Lazy whiners can come, that's fine. We will also filter for botanists because we still, I mean, there are only specialists. We want to have at least 6 for our one working building. And I'm actually going to look for our genius applicant who is filtered out by something else. So he's got a flaw. Let's actually turn off all of our flaw mechanics. Oh no, is he a senior? He might be a senior. Let's turn that off as well. Yes, so our genius is probably a senior. Lazy too. That's fine. Now that I have locked him in, I will turn my filters back on. No children, no seniors. No idiots. No lazies. Filter out for gambler just because we're not going to have that service for a while. So it's actually given us all the botanists, so we'll look for the best ones. Loner and hippie, minor chronic condition. These are not great. We'll lock in this one. Chronic condition we can deal with our infirmary. Hypochondriac we can also deal with, but still not the best. That's a great one except for the gamer. And yeah, so I guess we're just trying to get the least bad 3, which would be those. Thank you very much. Now let's get some good, no specialization. Vegan coward, that's fine. Alcoholic is fine. Loner, we'd prefer not to have. Party animal coward is fine. Enthusiast is nice. Let's get religious and sexy is great. Gamer, party animal is great. Rugged, whiner, but that doesn't seem to mix. We'll go ahead and add Litzy Carson, who appears to be a bit of an anomaly herself. Rugged nerd composed, that's a good one. Enthusiast party animal, that's good. Survivor composed, also good for our first few. So we'll launch them. They've got plenty of space to live. You can see that we have 15 houses available and no homeless. We have 13 colonists, of course, because we have 1 child and 1 senior. One of our founders has already moved into the senior age bracket. Are there other planetary anomalies that we can complete with who we have? We don't have any geologists. We do have 10 people. We do have 3 botanists. I suppose we could leave our farm to be manned by our non-specialized people. Yeah, we'll hold off on the planetary anomalies for now. That's fine.
Resources are low.
And we're low on machine parts. So this means we're gonna want to. Well, I mean, we're gonna want to set this up anyway. Let's go ahead and set up our metals mine. We've got
It's
a
a
message
rough
here.
life here on Mars. You can't prepare for addiction.
So Martha Dean has become an alcoholic. Alcohol is not the answer, Martha, but I understand that's okay. We will tether you up to the dome. And hopefully, as long as this is our highest priority, everything will be fine there. I don't see any reason
Anomaly analyzed.
to send this rocket home just because we have so many already at home. So I'm actually keeping it around for planetary anomalies that may arise. 7 hours left on the meteor storm. I suppose we can move you out here. I think these drones, yeah, these drones are perfectly capable of constructing this. Speaking of, let's get our small machine parts factory set up and ready to be built. Over here feels good. I like to keep it kind of far away from residential, just especially the machine parts, because I feel like that's going to be a lot of milling, a lot of loud sounds. Is there a way to just stop you from blinking at me? I think if it's low priority. Nope, still blinks. That's fine. What is this? We have one building not working. It's the machine parts factory. That's fine. We actually don't want it to be working right now anyway. I suppose we could just throw it on low priority. With machine parts, we are going to want a storage for machine parts. We'll throw it over here next to our rocket bay, just in case we end up trading it later. So we have 200 sponsor research. Let's see what that changes to once our genius lands. Of course, he's not really productive aside from a one-man science team at the moment, and he'll probably die fairly early on as a senior, but that is fine. Here they come, bouncing out.
New colonists
Running across the
arrived.
surface, past all the drones. One of them, again, already wants to go shopping. Yeah, food and shopping is fulfilled by grocers. And we've gotten at least one harvest from our farm, so that's nice. Now, we do have people manning our metals deposit, so we will have a steady stream of metals coming in. I'll get down another dumping site or two or three for them to throw their waste. Here is our genius, Huawei. She has no specialization and lives here. Awesome. Doesn't matter that she's lazy. Survivor is a nice trait to have. So we get 350 research now. She's almost doubled our research. I'm going to unpin her. Thank you very much for choosing to retire to Mars. And we will send Phoenix 2 home. Just because Phoenix 1 will be our planetary anomaly rocket. We're still running a negative at night, which is still okay. We are definitely thinking about expanding though. So we can get bonus research over here as well as self-contained water. Have we revealed any more so we can get our own engineering or our own electronics factory going through engineering, which again is good, but I think I'm going to put it at the bottom of the queue, just sort of low priority, because we could always get one prefab going Electronics aren't our biggest concern at the moment. We will turn this machine parts factory back on as well. So we should produce some ourselves. And I think we're okay. We should be pretty much self-sufficient and just looking to tech up as it is until we can get shuttle hubs to sort of make the big jump to a new area. We could also now look at tunneling to one of our other areas. I think I like up here. I'll throw in some just random sector scans. Speaking of, we could actually use a few of our sensor towers. These are going to cost electronics to build, but not to maintain. So I will actually find the limits of our drone hub over here. Actually, you know what? This is now our drone hub. It is going to use one of those electronics. That's okay. And now you can go away.
Achieved. Anomaly found.
So we found 3 new anomalies, and at least 2 of them are up there. We've got 1 over here. Oh yes, and this breakthrough is done, so we'll go ahead and make tech cheaper, and then we'll get some bonus research. Sounds good to me. And we will pack up all the drones over here, and just move 10 over here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, we're going to want to put sensor towers down, and they don't require water or power. So it looks like right here. Close enough. Up on this hex right here.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
And just 1 over here. I don't think they can actually reach that. Let me move it in. That they will definitely be able to reach. Interesting that it doesn't give you the drone out of service range, because we do technically have a drone hub that can work that. So that's going to be 4 of our electronics, bringing us down to a store of only 3. The only thing that uses them right now is going to be our drone hubs, and we just maintained this one.
Anomaly analyzed.
Additionally, we don't have any dust on this drone hub, so we should be okay. And we do have decommission tech. Yeah, we're really going to want robotics to unlock our drone hub building before we can actually expand. Now, building these sensor towers is going to increase the speed in which we scan surrounding areas. You can see this one right next to a sensor tower has a 362% boost, but the bonus is flat for the entire map. So we have 4 towers, 40% boost, no matter how far away they are, but it's better for areas that are closer. So scanning over here will be a little bit quicker, and we'll look to maybe find a good tunnel spot up here. So we've found another anomaly in our scanning. We're almost done with this half of the lower portion of the map. And
Sector scanned.
there we go. We got more surface metal available. We still have plenty of metal kicking around. In fact, this can go to a low priority. Machine parts, we're making almost 1 per day, which is perfectly fine. Actually, I could go ahead and throw a second work shift on, just because machine parts are more important to me than the metal is at this moment.
Anomaly analyzed.
So we have new techs available for research: Earth-Mars Initiative and Systematic Training. And the Earth-Mars Initiative is increasing sponsor research. That is fantastic. I will put that in. I mean, it's bonus science, so even though we're almost done with this, I want to put it at the top, but I guess we can go ahead and finish low-G hydrosynthesis. And then systematic training is going to improve our performance for scientists and botanists. Now, we do have botanists, but that's not a super important tech at the moment. With that, I think we're going to put another cut in here. Thanks so much for watching, and join us next time when hopefully we can get some expansion going.